How are you?
Pretty good. You look like you were in deep thought.
I'm still trying to figure out how to put pictures up.
Oh, how did that job go?
Um, I actually bowed out of it. I felt really bad, but it was too much computer stuff that I don't know. You know, they didn't explain it very well, and then they were throwing all this, you got a Windows computer on this screen, and you got to do this, you got to talk to all these people in different spots. And I said, I didn't say I was too old, but I said, you know what? I just, this is really too much.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, okay, don't worry about it. So
yeah. Good deal.
Yeah, Emily said that I was, like, don't be crazy.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, you don't need to make make a lot of grief for yourself.
Yeah. So how are you doing?
Doing well. Got my second shot yesterday, and it was. Karen asked me last night how I was feeling. Oh, great! But during the night, I felt like I got beat up. When I woke up, I felt like I was hungover. I was really dragging for the first part of today, but I feel.
When Emily got it,
normal.
we both got it at the same time. I felt tired in the afternoon. I was kind of dragging. That was about it. She woke up in the middle. Well, she went to sleep about 7 o'clock. I looked in the room and she's already asleep. I go, holy cow. And then she woke up in the middle of the night with this extreme headache.
Ooh.
And my oldest son, who's, 35, he gets his second shot, and it just really knocked him down. He was down the whole next day. He's a big, healthy guy. We're old.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, pretty amazing stuff. The science of vaccines.
Yeah. So I'm really, they did it so quick and stuff, and it's so funny to hear all the anti-vaxxers who don't want to get it now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fine, don't get it, die.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that bothers me is, or one of the things that bothers me is, we still don't know all the, all the ins and outs. And if we don't have
the variants of it,
the 70, and if we don't have the 75, 80%, whatever it is,
right?
What does that mean? I'm not sure. And
but I bet a lot of the anti-vaxxers are going to get it and just not tell anybody they got it. That's what Trump did.
Yeah.
I mean, when you see everybody getting it, including Trump, it's like, well, should I really not get it?
Yeah.
You don't see anybody dying from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How's Karen doing? How's Karen doing?
She's doing all right. Yeah, she did think she felt something yesterday, that she was already tired and whatnot, but she's been out and about today, so all's well.
Well, you want to feel something, because if not, you feel like you didn't get anything.
Yeah, like, what did they give me?
Yeah.
Juice?
Yeah. Well, Emily got me an Apple Watch.
Oh, really?
So about 3 weeks ago, Sunday afternoon, we're just sitting there watching a little television, and the Apple Watch goes off and says, alarm, alarm, your heart rate is above 130 and you're sitting still. And I'm like, really? And it takes it about an hour to go down. So then about 4 hours later, it jumps up again. So I call my doctor, and she goes, oh, you better go to the emergency room. So then Emily's going with me, but I'm driving, and I'm thinking, if I have a heart attack and I'm driving, that's going to look really weird.
Yeah.
So I get to the emergency room, and they do all these tests and say, well, it's not fast now, and your tests look fine. And the cardiologist comes in, and he goes, if you didn't have that watch, you wouldn't be here. And I go, well, but it's still saying, I'm doing this. So then it sends it back to the phone, to the iPhone. So like, you can look at the days and you can see what your heart was going up of. So finally, they had sent me to a cardiologist. So I go see the cardiologist, and he goes, well, your heart, it's not running now, but let's put this monitor on. So they stick this monitor on me. It's supposed to stay on for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's sort of driving me a little nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, over the last couple of days, some blood was starting to get behind the bandage that they had. So I sent them a picture and they said, "Oh, we got enough info. Just take it off." I go, "Good." But then they put me on something called a beta blocker, which is supposed to kind of like smooth out the heart rate, because I mean, I was jumping to like 160 sometimes.
Wow.
And so I don't like to take pills, but
Yeah. Well, they're not calling it atrial fibrillation.
No, they did. They said it's not atrial fibrillation. That's when your heart skips, and it's not.
Well, but it goes up high too.
They didn't seem to think that was. They think that's not good. Oh, then they took when they put the monitor on. They also did an ultrasound of my heart, and they said everything was working good. I have one aorta or something coming off that's a little bigger than it's supposed to be, but I said, "Well, what do we do about that?" And he goes, "Well, I'd have to cut you open to do anything in it." He goes, "That's really not worth the trouble." I go, "Okay, fine."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all we do is go to doctors, figure out if we're alive.
Yeah. Well, it was several years ago that I got what's the word? What am I trying to think of? Diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and it was. I mean, there was like 24 or 36 hours where something wasn't right. But, whether or not it was really congestive heart failure, I still kind of wonder, but I still check that off as something I was diagnosed with. And I do take, what do I take? I take blood thinner. And what else do I do? Oh yeah, there is another heart medicine that I take that's supposed to, what's it supposed to do? I really should.
Hey, Barry.
Hey, Barry.
What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all?
Now here's somebody who can tell us about heart and medical situations. We were just talking. Tom's heart he's had some experiences of elevated heart rate, and they're not calling it AFib. They're not calling it anything, actually.
Yeah, they just put this monitor on me for 2 weeks, and they were.
I wouldn't have any idea. I know about AFib because I have it. I have AFib, but they'd be able to tell if you had AFib immediately from an EKG.
Yeah, they did all that, and they said they didn't. See, Emily got me an Apple Watch, so that tracks your heart rate, which I had no idea it did that.
Right.
And it just goes off on a Sunday night and says, "Hey, Tom, your heart rate's above 130, and you're sitting still. This is not good."
Right. So you went to the doctor and they monitoring you now.
Yeah.
I guess that's all you can do.
That's all you can do. But it's kind of funny. It's all we do is go to doctors nowadays.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
How's Dottie doing? She doing good?
Well, she's doing good. She's with my 2 daughters, and they're, I don't know, shopping or something.
That's good.
Yeah.
Tom, what else? What else is the Apple Watch good for?
Oh God, it does. It does an EKG on you. If you tell it to do an EKG, it just plays it back and puts it on your Apple Watch.
Hey, Peter.
Hello.
Hey, Pete. Oh, goodbye, Pete. Hello,
There
Pete.
you go.
So yesterday, I had sent out the notice about the Zoom. So about 5:00 our time, I get this thing that says, "Joe has joined your Zoom." Joe's on the Zoom. I got to get it from Zoom. And it didn't say Joe who, and I could never figure out Joe who, but some Joe came on Thursday. I said, well, it's kind of early, and I couldn't just go on because if I went on, I'd start the meeting.
It was probably Joe Petrucelli.
Well, hopefully he comes today. Hey, Kent.
Hey, Ken.
Hello.
Ken.
Hey,
What's
Ken.
going on, Ken?
Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you guys.
You look good.
Yeah.
Where are you, Ken?
I am in, where am I? Oh, I'm in Arvada, Colorado.
You're on the corner of walk and don't walk.
I was going to call you and see if you had any, because I knew your son-in-law is a sheriff, and he's did he get called out for that shooting stuff?
No, he was off that day, but the King Supers where it was, that was about 4 or 5 blocks of my old house when I lived in Boulder. I shopped there for years.
Yeah.
And, impact of the other shootings that have happened have been, disturbing, but this one just hits way too close to home,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Justin, who's my son-in-law, who's been a deputy sheriff for 20 years or so, he's having a real hard time because his first call when he got out of deputy sheriff school was Columbine High School.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Very first call of his career. And the last time there was a shooting at a King Cooper was about 5 years ago. And he was the first responder there. And the shooter started firing at him and he ended up killing the guy.
Wow.
Oh,
And so that hits home. That affects my daughter and Izzy, their daughter, is 11 or 12 now. And she's worried her dad's going to get killed.
yeah.
Can't blame her.
It's like, holy shit. I mean, the ripple effect of whatever insanity that was is just, it's to me, I don't get it, probably never will get it. So it's been a tough week. Part of the problem with the police guys recovering, law enforcement guys recovering from these things is that it's not cool to go get therapy. It's a real, macho culture. And so trying to get help for those who really need it, because, every day, you put your ass on the line and you might die every day. And then when you are a part of some of those events and then something like that happens, it just triggers a whole lot of stuff. I'm learning that. They've been together for 12 years now. So I'm learning a whole lot about that part of life that I did not know anything about or have any personal experience of. And now it's pretty
Right in
personal.
your face.
Right. Yeah. So, and the kid that did the shooting, he went to Arvada West High School, which is just down the road from me. He bought the gun in Arvada. So it's crazy shit.
Hey, look, we have a all New Orleans crew on right now.
All right.
Well, on a better note, this only pertains to Kent, but did you get the email with Eddie Washington pictures?
I don't think so.
I'll send them again because
Yeah,
they're great. Susie
Eddie-
sent me some pictures of Eddie Washington.
Eddie Washington. Holy crap.
This was a guy who, when Kent and I worked in Missouri at a resort, Eddie was a school teacher that made more money as an assistant bell captain. So when we worked as bellmen, we'd pay Eddie every day to let us work. And it was fine. Eddie would put his arm around some businessman and say, "Mr. Smith, this is Tom. Tom's going to take care of you this week. Tom, take Mr. Smith up to his room." We had a ball.
Eddie taught me how to drink scotch.
Ah,
I never acquired the taste. I spent a whole summer trying to learn how to like scotch. Never did, but I got a lot of scotch. So,
yeah,
the good old days, right?
yeah.
Well, you didn't have to worry about the mass shootings then, So, and then that shit crazy thing in Atlanta, the guy was in Atlanta. They had 6 guns. Then 2 days later, it's like, what is wrong with?
Well, then I've been watching the news up here, and for the January 6th stuff, they found this guy's in his pickup truck. They found a cooler with 9 Molotov cocktails in it, with the strings hanging out and stuff in it. And then they have pictures. They're still trying to find the guy who dropped off a couple of bombs that didn't go off, but it was just because he didn't know how to make them right. Pipe bombs.
Thank God he was incompetent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a weird time to be alive and to try to make any sense of it. And I haven't yet. So it's been a weird.
Ken, last week we were talking about this upcoming reunion. Would you be available to go to that in October?
I would be interested. Yes.
Yeah, right now they're looking at, what's the dates, Tom? October 22nd through 24th, I believe.
Yeah.
In New Haven, Connecticut.
New Haven.
So, yeah, where we went in '87, Ken, you were there.
I heard I was. Yes, I heard I had a. Rumor was that I had fun. I got pictures. I just found some pictures on one of my old computers. I'll have to drag out. I'll send them to Tom or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Herb. Hey,
Hey,
Snake.
Herb.
Hey,
Hey, Snake.
We're here. Hi, guys.
How you-
Hey, Kent.
Testing,
Hey.
1, 2, testing.
all y'all know Kent McBride?
Yes.
Yeah. Snake shared a room with him at the last reunion.
That's right. We were roomies.
So Herb, how you doing?
Everything's good, thank you. Here, spring has sprung.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, spring sprung here too. Is the snow gone in Colorado?
Well,
What's going on with you guys in your neighborhoods with real estate? We're completely sold out here. And
housing in Denver is, you can't find a house.
it sells over asking price immediately. My neighbors were talking about selling theirs. In 10 years ago, it was worth $250,000, and the realtor said if they sold it, they should list it for almost $500,000. And they went to look to see if they could replace it. They can't sell because they can't find a house to replace it.
Absolutely.
well,
Orlando, I get at least 3 calls or texts a week wanting to buy my house. I said, I have absolutely no interest whatsoever in selling because the same thing's gonna happen. I have to pay through the nose just to get a new house, and I like this one.
Yeah.
So
I've got a friend of mine wants to move down to Myrtle Beach, and he can sell his house in New Jersey for way more than he had originally asked for it, but there's nothing for him to buy down here.
Herb, where are you from?
I'm living in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Uh-huh.
Is there still a Lum's hot dog store there?
Are they doing what here?
Is there still a Lum's, L-U-M-S, hot dog chain there?
I don't know it. I'm not familiar with it.
Well, probably doesn't exist anymore. It
No
did,
idea.
Herb doesn't look like a hot dog eater.
well, I was there, one of my summer jobs in college was driving a semi from Mayflower Movers, and we spent a night passing through Myrtle Beach. And I ate at Lum's.
It must have been good if
Wow.
you remembered it.
Yeah, I still remember.
Really bad.
First and the last one I've ever been to.
So Herb, what about you? We were talking about this upcoming reunion in October. Would you be game to do that?
No, I was right up front with Gim on that. There are 3 of us who are loused up. We had played a birthday party every year for this old timer in Daytona Beach.
So you got a conflict.
Anyway, he passed away recently, and the memorial for which the band is involved is on October 23rd.
That's too bad.
That completely knocks out that way, and it affects Bob Price, Dan Howard, and myself.
Huh.
Dan Howard. He's up in the Villages, isn't he?
Yes, Dan Howard lives in the Villages, and I don't usually say up in the Villages.
Well, he, I replaced him because he was with the show band, and they came and played at my college in Oneonta, New York. And I said, once to the manager, road manager, and I said, how does the guy get a job around here? I said, he says, what do you play? I said, I play the 2. He said, well, Dan's getting ready to quit. And I got the job with the show band.
How
Yeah,
about
Bob, Bob Price lives down in Port Charlotte, so and I'll be meeting him down there along with several other guys who weren't involved in the mustache, I don't believe. A clarinet player named Noel Koletsky.
Yes.
Yeah, Noel's in that band, and also a wonderful trumpet player, Scott Philbrick. Just a bunch of good musicians in that band. It's really a treat. And
when we're up in New Haven, we're going to think about you, Herb.
you did what?
We'll think about you when we're up in New Haven, unless the
Yeah.
date change. Maybe Joel will change the dates.
Yeah, well,
I've got two conflicts also, but I'm willing to.
I didn't know if he would change the dates for 3 people, but if he would change the date, it would pop the 3 of us open. You know, I would certainly make it a point to want to do it.
Hey, guys.
And Mike,
Hey, Mike,
Hey, Mike.
Hey,
Michael.
We can't see your image. All we can see is your
Uh-oh.
background.
Uh-oh, that's probably better for you guys.
Oh, definitely.
no, we won't tell anybody.
Well, let me see what I need to do about that.
Bottom left corner.
hey, Kent, are you still in Arvada?
Yes, I am, Snake.
We'll have a beer sometime.
Yeah, we should.
How far away do you each of you live from one another?
Oh, 5 miles.
Oh,
6 miles.
I'm off of 88 to Wadsworth. Where are you?
I'm at Jewel and Garrison,
Oh, okay.
so we're not a long ways away.
Yeah, we're just.
Essentially, I'm at 1900 South Wadsworth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, straight down Wads.
Oh,
there you go, Mike.
I had to take the lens cap off the camera. Dumb me. Hi, Ken McBride.
Hello, Michael.
Herb Roselle, how are you?
They're doing okay, except I've only got one person's image at a time now. So I'm going, wait a minute, maybe that'll work.
You go to the top
Yeah,
right.
there we go. Here we go. I
and
just,
hit gallery.
Tom, I've got something from your computer on my screen. It says launch.
Yes,
meeting.
says launch meeting.
Yeah,
Oh, holy
yeah,
cow.
yeah, something weird and wacky happened, but I'm recovering slowly. Wow, it's going crazy behind the screen.
I don't know why I'm only getting a small picture of this, but oh well.
Oh, everything works.
Mine says I'm viewing Mike Johnson's screen.
I am too.
And I'm looking at your computer. It looks like it might be your email or something like that, Tom.
Yeah, right.
Hi, Chris.
How you doing, Mike?
Hey, Chris.
Is it gone now?
I'm still viewing
No.
Mike Johnson's screen too.
Still there.
Fine.
And I'm looking at your email.
Because if I close Mike Johnson's screen, it says I'm going to shut the whole meeting down. So I don't want to do that.
Well, let me get out of this and try to come back in and see what happens.
Because I'm just seeing everybody.
Tom, now I have your desktop page. The 10.
That's what I've got too.
I got a green tent.
The green tent. That's what I
I'm
have.
seeing about 5 or 6 people, but not everybody.
Ken,
As I understand it, this is the typical conversation that senior citizens have on Zoom. Yeah, turn your mic on, you know.
I don't know what I'm doing. Because I try, I just see all of you just fine.
Not funny.
And this,
I have the thumbnails of you guys on the right-hand side, but I have your desktop page with the green tent.
yeah,
That's
me
what I've
too.
got.
Yeah, I had to drag the corner of the screen open to make it larger. That's how I actually physically drag it, click and drag to make the
Oh,
images.
yeah,
That's what I did. Yeah, that worked.
that worked. Good to see all of you.
Herb,
I only
Herb,
see
you a
you.
freaking genius. Man.
Hey, Tom, I've got a question for you on the emails that you're sending out about Zoom and the reunion. Do you have Art Dragon on there?
I don't know, but
I didn't see his name, but he's on Facebook a lot.
can you send me his email?
I'll find it and send it to you. Yeah.
Rick, let me find his name. He played in New Orleans. Rick
Rick Brono.
Bronau something.
Yeah, Rick Brono.
Bonar. Yeah, he lives in Kansas now.
Well, I think he's in LA because he was trying to solicit me on Alignable, which is a web service where you try to sell your services, and he's tenor, banjo, and piano player.
And when you say LA, do you mean Lower Alabama?
No, I mean Los Angeles. Hey, and here comes Marty Fay.
There's Gim.
Certainly is.
Hi,
Hey,
Gim.
Kim, how are you?
Hello, Kim.
Doing?
There we go.
Hey, I have a bit of news about the kind of music we play. You guys know this book, right? The
Yes.
Wilder book. It's pretty much a classic on American popular song from 19.
Alec Wilder, yeah.
Yeah, Alec Wilder. And anyway, a friend of mine, a guy by the name of Bob Rollins, has been asked to do the revised edition of it. Part of the problem with the book is that some of the things that Alec Wilder thought would be continuing hits have dropped off the side, and some tunes have become standards, were not mentioned in the book. So the publishers have asked Bob Rollins to update the book to reflect more like what the Great American Song ended up being, how they ended up convalescing. So I don't know whether you know Bob Rollins or not. He's a good clarinet player. But anyway, just passing that on as information that the new edition of American Popular Song is going to be coming out in the next year or so.
Cool.
Cool.
Huh.
Cool.
Marty, are you there?
I'm here.
We can't see you, dude. Turn your camera on.
Well,
Hey, Tom, how do we get rid of this screen?
Oh, I thought we'd gotten rid of it.
No,
I don't know. If I go to
desktop.
screen share, I only have two controls. If I try to close it out, then it says I'm going to cut the meeting off. If I
Should
go
we
to
start
screen
it?
share, it says this will stop other screen sharing. Do you want to continue? I say continue, but it doesn't do anything.
Should we log out and start over?
If you want to try, but I've never shut down a meeting. I don't know if it's going to come back.
We're looking at Mike Johnson's
look back.
screen.
This is working, right?
I mean, I just have everybody on gallery view and speaker view.
Yeah, we can see each other. We can hear each other.
Yeah, we
Oh,
can
I
admire
can't.
Mike's desktop.
Snake has something different.
I've got four, Jim, Marty, Tom, and Ken,
Okay.
and a screen of a sunset in a green tent.
That's what I've got.
I don't. Oh, wow. Yeah, you were viewing Mike Johnson's screen. I see that too.
That all you're getting up there? It's mine?
I don't know where.
I'm gonna try this again. I can't get, I got my picture and Tom's picture and that's it.
There we go.
Did it go
Here
away?
we go. Some
Yeah.
have
All right.
pictures.
Hey, there, you magic.
All right, I did it. So I don't know how I did it, but I did it.
And Marty, we still can't see you. You need to turn on your video.
Lower left.
Hi, Chris.
Hey,
Hey,
doing
Barry,
well.
hold on. Barry, I talked to Dennis Condrey the other day and he's still in Colorado, not Florida, but he's interested in the reunion in October, so I'm getting him the information.
Good, good.
What, tell me what he plays. I don't know what he plays.
Banjo,
Okay,
he was a banjo player in Denver.
okay. Hey, speaking of washboard players, sneak that right in. Do you know a Rob Oakey, Mike? Rob
Who?
Oak?
Vote.
Oh,
Oh.
Rob Oak?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know him. I don't know how to get hold of him. He was at the 87 reunion. But
his email bounces on me and I can't find him.
yeah, I don't know. Do you have Jim Greeley and Gene Blood on there?
I can't find Trim Greeley either. His email bounces and I've tried to find him in white pages and I can't find him.
I think Jim Greeley's on Facebook. I'll try again on that. How about Gene Blood?
Well, we have to talk about Herb about that
Pardon?
Okay.
because when I proposed those dates, Herb, young Mr. Roselle, said he had otherwise engaged and that Gene Blood wasn't going to be with him. So, are you still engaged on that day, Herb? or
Yes,
was-
myself, Bob Price, and Dan Howard. The three of us are conflicted.
Is that locked up or could we?
It's locked up. It's locked up. Room booked. Everything.
Oh my.
everything. So that cannot be changed. That's a very important thing for us too. This guy was, he was a good friend, you know, so.
Fine. No problem. No issue. I was just wondering.
What'd you say, Billy?
Well,
Hey, Billy.
if we change the date, Herb, would you change your mind?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm having a bit of a conflict. I'm trying to get over it, but if you change the date, it would be great.
Me
Oh,
too.
well,
That's from here too.
That's out of my mouth and no one else's at this point. So just wondering what flexibility you guys had.
Hey, every day is a Saturday for me.
I'm sorry.
Every day is a Saturday.
Well, I know the feeling.
Say Marty.
And the other conflict is that weekend before Thanksgiving is the Suncoast Jazz Festival, Joni Dragons Festival. That's the other thing which might get in the way.
Yeah.
But if we looked at changing dates, wouldn't that affect what Marty's doing, trying to get a venue?
Oh, yeah, sure.
That's what my, we're still trying to get everything squared away.
Closing my door.
Got some options for the plane and for the hotels. And
You breaking up, Marty?
it's early on this 2 months to get we settled on what we were going to do. And I've still got to contact some other hotels, and we haven't locked in the venues.
I think I heard what he said.
Okay. How about, let me try this. All right. I'm still checking with more hotels,
Yeah.
but the one that we had last year. And also for the venues for where we're playing. And at the moment, it seems okay, but it could go off the rails, in which case we have to change the dates. So that's definitely a possibility.
Okay.
And I would think at this time that it'd probably be only about a week change, because Joel wanted to get it in before the snow, and well, he was picking.
Well, that would be great from my end if it was a week change.
Mine too.
Okay.
A week earlier or a week later?
Doesn't matter to me.
Oh,
All right, we'll see what happens. I'm about to send out a mailing to the non-musicians, asking them for some feedback on who can make it at the first date, and who can't.
Marty, when you say non-musician, you talk about from the New York area or New York club?
As many as find nationwide, it's
Okay.
anybody, a manager, a waiter, a bartender, whatever.
Cool.
Oh, let's see
Ken
here.
fulfills all those.
Yeah, there we go.
yeah.
Roger Kinnaman, Ron Sater.
Yeah.
I don't have it right here in front of me. Oh, here we go. Some of them I don't know. Some of them I know by name. Justin Apici,
Erecki.
Arecki.
excuse me. Ed Daly. George Fitzsimmons, Ron Grant.
Ron Grant was from Denver, I'm pretty sure, and I think he passed away a few years ago from Lou Gehrig's disease.
Okay, thank you.
I think you'll find a lot of names passed away.
Well, we've so far, it makes Jim and I very sad all week long when we start going through these.
Right.
It's terrible. It really is.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Bob Hall, Russ Hastings, Noel Hilliard.
Russ Hastings is from Denver, but he can't travel anymore. He's still on the planet, but he's physically unable to travel. Good guy.
So Marty, you gonna send an email to all these people that you're listing?
Yes.
Good.
Some others I've already contacted, and I'm just going to repeat an email to them. And
Yes,
ask-
I got one from you today or within the past few days, Marty. I mean, I was on part of the list anyway.
And Billy, last week we decided that you were gonna try to get in touch with the service personnel from the New Orleans Club. That's your task. I'm gonna try to get in touch with the musicians from the New Orleans Club. Ira Dector is gonna get in touch with he said he's gonna try to get the service personnel from the New York Club, and Gim was gonna work on the New York musicians. Isn't that right, Gim?
You betcha.
And we
Well,
decided that Mike Johnson was gonna be working the Denver angle, both
Yeah,
musicians
both musicians and waiters and such.
and waiters. You know, we don't have somebody for Boston.
I've got some of the Boston people contacted, and they're trying to
Right.
spread it and get the others. For example, Tim Greeley,
Cool.
Paul French, John Rogers. Who else did we talk to? Kevin Russo. There's a few of them at any rate, and they're all bouncing ideas back and forth amongst themselves and with me. And we just
Marty, how many people do you think has to attend to make this worthwhile? As far as dollars go, break evens.
well, the number of people will affect expenses more than dollars.
Right.
I don't think that the amount of dollars coming in are going to matter much on whether we've got 30 people or 20 people or 50 people. I think that's going to be pretty much the same.
So the hotels don't really care how many people we have, you know, to get a deal.
From the sounds of it, they're not giving us much of a deal. They
Oh,
think it's Las Vegas and that they're full up. They're up for what they lost in the last year, I think, because they didn't go down at all. For example, I've got some rooms with 2 twin beds for 169 and with 1 king for 169. And that's lower than what the first couple I've looked at were offering. So I'm still expanding it and looking around at some smaller places and see what we can do. And some of that depends upon Joel also. He's interested in which places we use, and he and I have got to get together and go over some more names. I'll check them out, and then we'll go visit some.
So Gim was telling us that the general format would be the opening night is a get together kind of hangout night, but then it would be like at least 2 shows. Is that how you figure it?
Well, the way we were looking at it, we were going to do a hangout night on Friday night, which is different from the last time. Last year, Joel was pretty convinced we had to go someplace else. He was trying to get Maury's. He was then trying to get someplace else. And I think it's more hassle with people coming into town to go right out and try and do something.
Right.
Jim and I both suggested that we just do something in a hotel or something nearby, not worry about money on it, just have the guys seeing one another.
Right. And if we want to play, we'll play. If we don't play, that's all right too.
Right.
So Saturday afternoon, we've got a place called The Bar. That's the name of it, The Bar.
Original.
Something new I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
Pizza, and it's a microbrewery. And we're going to rent their back room. And what Joel's intending is to have the Galvanized Jazz Band play. And where there is guests or if somebody wants to sit in with the jazz band, that's fine. With Fred's band, that's fine. But that would be a sort of relaxing afternoon. And then Saturday night, right now, he's trying to get a location that we used about 5 or 6 years ago for a concert up here in Connecticut in Hamden, which was a library. And it was pretty nice. It was a nice little auditorium. Wasn't oversized. If he doesn't, we'll go back to plan B, which is what we were trying for last year, where we used this Cooperative Arts High School, which has got a great auditorium and convenient downtown to everything, including the hotels. And that we were going to originally last year use for Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. And at the moment, we're just looking at Sunday afternoon, but that could change. And they can't even give me a firm answer on whether it's available until August because of the school calendars up here being so screwy right now. So we're looking at multiple places and we're juggling and seeing what we can get together. I don't want to
Thanks
miss.
for doing all the work, Marty.
I'm sorry?
Thanks for doing all this work, all this leg work.
Yeah.
Have to. Joel won't feed me. No, it's worthwhile to get together, and I'm sorry we couldn't do it last year because we finally had something all set. It was ready to go out. And a couple of days before, Joel and I were talking, said, I don't think this is going to be a good year to do this.
Right.
So, this time we'll get
Mike
together.
Gentry had his room reservations for last year. All right. He had to cancel them.
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I went back to all the people that I'd made deals with and said, no. Said, we've
Right.
got to postpone. We don't know when, but we got to postpone because of the pandemic. And they were all in the same boat. I mean, the school had to close. The hotels were pretty much shut down. They still haven't put all their people back to work. Because when I called for some of the people I talked to last year, they're still on furlough. So I'm talking to other people.
Well, what we were discussing, Marty, last week was, if you remember the 87 reunion over in New Haven,
Yeah.
we didn't do any concerts. It was all jam stuff. The first night out by the sound, and
Yeah.
I mean, there was no concerts, so we don't have to play a concert, I don't think,
Well,
Yeah.
Joel's
Yeah,
looking.
How is everybody?
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, speaking as one of the non-musicians, the get-togethers are really nice when you get to, when
I think
everybody's
so.
kind of jamming and you're talking and stuff.
I agree.
Whereas the concerts are kind of more formal. You just sit down and watch.
That's right.
Marty Fay,
We might sing.
Yes.
did you get the spreadsheet I sent you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Already tore it apart.
Huh?
Already tore it apart.
Good. I'm gonna make those 5 calls
Okay.
because I don't think they have an email address. Al Koval, Adrian Fisher, Donna Corbett, Dennis Riley.
Dennis
That's what
Riley.
Mike Johnson wants to see.
Yeah, right.
And Dennis
Yeah, I
Mullally.
agree.
Does he owe you money, Mike?
Yeah, several $1,000s.
Well,
He's
we
good
saw
for
him
it,
at,
Mike.
he showed up for Carnegie.
Yeah, I got away from him as fast as I could. He when I was in the house I had in Denver years ago, he tried to beat the shit out of me a couple of times, and it stopped the second time after I hung him out the second floor window by the seat of his pants and told him to drop him on his head. So now you contact him. I'd love it. Go ahead, contact him if he's still alive and wants to make it. More power to him. But no,
I'll find out if he's alive. I'll give him a call.
yeah,
Mike, you got an
I'll do it.
opinion about that? Oh, man.
What, Barry?
I was wondering if Mike Johnson had an opinion about Riley. Yeah.
oh no, I'll tell you what. The guy was absolutely brilliant in a lot of ways. He was on the Gong Show one time, and Patty Andrews gonged him, and when Chuck, what's his face, said, "Patty, why? Dennis is a nice guy. Why'd you gong him?" He says, "He's awful noisy. I'm going to take him home. I need to break my lease with my landlord. I'm going to take him home with her." And
Chuck Barris.
when it comes to Jeopardy and stuff, he was so up on that. It was just amazing. And a very talented actor, and played the spoons like he was an incredible spoon player. Very
Yeah, he
talented
was
guy.
good.
Screw me once, shame on you. Screw me twice, shame on me.
At Carnegie, he was in bad shape.
Yeah, he was drunk the whole time.
Well, that's normal.
Well, he was drunk all his life, except for a period of 9 years from
Right.
I don't know, sometime in the early 80s to the late 80s. He was drunk all the time.
He was
Must
drunk
have
in
had
the
a cast
70s.
iron liver.
He was drunk in the 70s, Mike.
Oh, I know.
But I personally like Dennis.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. He's a very talented guy and an interesting guy, but you know, you don't screw people over that all those times and still have friends.
Well, I hope he's alive and I hope he shows up.
Yeah, same here.
I'll find out. I'll call him this week.
In that order, huh, Barry?
Yeah.
Ira, say you're Mike Johnson and see what happens.
I heard friends of mine would like to know how he's doing so let me know if you get hold of him, okay?
I'll get a hold of him. I can make a call and he'll think the call's coming from you. I can get that app.
Yeah,
He'll write you a check.
I used to like you. I wrote, what happened to you?
Hey, Marty,
Yeah.
from last year's potential reunion that we didn't have, how many people, do you remember how many people signed up?
Well, we really hadn't gotten out that one final thing,
Right.
locking the dates and all the details, and that's where we were going to go for the sign up.
I got you.
Yeah. What's your prediction, Barry? 35 and 15 or?
I said 35 musicians and 12 to 15 service personnel and spouses.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe some of them can marry more than one person.
You bring your hair, Billy.
Yeah. No, in fact, most of the New Orleans non-musicians usually get on this Zoom meeting. The ones that were at the 50th, with Rick and Roger sometimes. The other ones that were there were like Fred and LaRue, and they passed.
They did.
I can't promise I'm going to turn up any more people. I could contact, Tommy Barrios was there a long time ago. He doesn't live too far from me. And
Try Milton Mary.
Milton, there's an idea.
Try
Milton's a
Milton.
one-man crowd.
Bruce Melanson.
Yeah, he might. That's true. Bruce might try it. And I know the Alleys, they live out in Colorado, but they haven't called me back the last couple of times I called, so I don't know.
You'd think we'd have more than 15 non-musicians just from New York because it's so close to Connecticut.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen, but
But
we're
at
going to find out.
If you look at Carnegie, that was right in New York, and I don't know, there was a big turnout of service.
There wasn't. Marty, were you at Carnegie? You were there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was looking
McBride was there.
at all my friends who saw me playing a washboard in Carnegie Hall.
Yep.
Well, we'll see. We'll soon see.
And Marty, we lost your old friend a few months ago, Yoakum.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I'm writing right now. His widow asked me for some information on him when he was young, and of course I knew him with the mustache and also with the Last Chance Saloon up in Poughkeepsie. So I'm surprised how much bullshit I can remember.
Yeah, I see posts about Yoakum on Facebook all the time.
Well,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
to put
Yeah,
stuff
they put a
on
lot of
every day.
videos up of him on music.
It's the problem about this at our age is when I write a paragraph and I think of other people that were involved in that paragraph,
Oh, yeah.
think about the fact that they're not around anymore. So it slows me down.
We got, unfortunately, a lot of people that aren't around anymore.
Yeah.
And next year there'll be more of those too. So we got to get on with it here.
We'll all still be here.
Well, it depresses me when Joe keeps saying this will be the last reunion. That makes me feel old, and I'm
Well,
not.
this will be the third last reunion,
Exactly.
right?
Okay,
Right,
good.
Jim?
That makes
This will
me
be at
feel
least the
better.
third.
I mean, he gets through one and he's already planning the next one.
Good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having it sometime at the Suncoast Jazz Festival.
That'd be a good idea.
It's
I
warm
still
now.
think-
It's
We
warm
did that
down there.
about 5 years ago. It was fun. Yeah, it
That
was
was
pretty
good.
good.
I still think the best place would be New Orleans.
Oh, Fine with
I
me.
do.
I'd love to go to New Orleans. I haven't been to New Orleans in years. It's a great
Billy has a
city.
lot of room on the side of his house. We
The
can
last time
set
I
it-
was there was to see you, Barry and Danny, what, in 2016?
Yeah.
Is it opening up yet? Is Bourbon Street starting to open?
Well, I worked the last 2 Wednesday nights. I worked the night before last and,
At Fritzl's?
Fritzl's, yeah. And guess what? The crowds are good. The crowds are big. I think people have been pent up so long that they're coming
Yeah,
in.
it's gonna be busy.
Yeah, it's
What
been.
about Arnold's? I
I gotta get going, guys. I'll see you next week.
See you, Chris.
Okay, Chris.
See you, Chris.
Alrighty.
Happy
Talking
cooking.
about-
Barry, it
Is
looks like
Arnold's open, Barry?
Arno's is open, but they didn't institute music yet again.
Okay.
So we're still waiting on that. And that's a different deal. You see over at Fritzl's, we're playing behind plexiglass.
Oh, really? They put that up, huh?
Thin, it's like almost in between plexiglass and,
Saran wrap.
no, not saran, not that thin, but. what do you
Shower
call it?
curtain,
Huh?
like a shower curtain.
Yeah, kind of like that. I mean, it's not stiff like plexiglass, like, what do you call that stuff? Visqueen. It looks like a clear Visqueen.
Mhm.
Oh,
Now, how does
And
that? What does that do to the
that's in front of whole
sound?
bandstand. So it's a little weird. You got to get used to it, you know? But the audience is right there and they can see you perfectly and we can see them. It's just that
Yeah.
it's hung up, you know? They have
What's
little
that?
cracks in between it. It's pretty neat the way they did it, you know?
It's better than being
what
closed.
does it do for the acoustics? Must muffle the sounds in some way.
Well, it is a little bit different. It's a little different. For instance, when I hit my banjo, the sound hits that vinyl or whatever, not vinyl, the plastic, and
Yeah.
it jumps back at you. But it's not too much different because in that club, there's speakers for out in the club, and then there's a monitor behind the band.
Oh,
All right, behind the band, so we can hear everything through that monitor behind the band.
good.
So I guess you'll have to just get used to it and it'll be like old times.
You know what? In 5 minutes, I was used to it. It took about 5 minutes. You know?
It's like the old Texas bar with the chain link fence so that you can't throw the bottles at the people.
Right.
We've had those jokes. Yeah. Don't be.
Are the other clubs open, Barry?
Huh?
Are the other clubs open on Bourbon?
Yeah. Danny's working down the block at Maison Bourbon.
Oh, okay.
So
And Barry, I've seen on Facebook recently where the Spotted Cat is doing stuff again, and there's a lot of music going on outdoors on Frenchman Street and
they are.
a couple
There
other
is.
places around town. Tom Saunders is starting to work again.
There is. That's correct. You know, a lot of guys are starting to work. Right now, I'm only doing one night a week, but that's, hey, compared to no nights for the last year, one night's
Yeah.
a lot.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
We're
Come on to
still,
New Orleans.
we're still shut down, but it's going to open up in April a little bit.
And I would say that people in the audience, they're wearing masks pretty much.
Are they really? Do they have to?
You know, I don't think they have to if they seated, but they're keeping the mask on and they move the mask when they take their drink.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Now, the band, we don't have to wear masks because we behind that curtain.
Right.
You know? And it's hard to sing and stuff, you know, with masks on. So we're not wearing masks, but when we take a break, we put the mask on.
How come you're only playing one night a week, Barry? Is that all you want to play?
Yeah, that's all I want to play.
Okay.
There's a band there every night, but it's a different group. A different jazz group every night,
Oh,
you know, so that works out.
Like you said, it's better than not playing at all.
Yeah.
Now, how many nights is Danny playing?
I think he's down there 3 nights a week right now.
Okay.
good for him.
Yeah. So that's good. So it's opening up slowly but surely, you know? And like I said, I think the crowds are pent up. They've been pent up so much, they're all coming out. Now, one big difference is on Bourbon Street now, everything's got to be closed by 11. So
Oh, really?
we used to work 9 to 1, and now it's 7 to 11. And
Sure.
the thing is, the crowds are coming in at 7 o'clock, whereas before, you didn't see crowds before 9 o'clock.
Are they throwing them out at 11 o'clock?
Yeah, at 11 o'clock, they're out.
Now,
Well,
do they have
Barry,
to
do
be
they
off Bourbon
still-
Street or just out of the clubs?
Well, there's really nothing on Bourbon Street except for the clubs.
That's right,
Barry, do
they're
they
all
still
closing
have
at
the,
11. Okay.
Barry, do they still have the Lucky Dog wagon?
Oh, yeah, man.
Are they there?
Yeah, they kept the
Lucky
hot
dogs.
dogs from before the pandemic.
Yeah. that's right.
Look, first Peter wanted to know about Love's hot dogs. Now he wants to know about Lucky Dogs. What's with you, Peter?
Hot dogs, lucky dogs, chili dogs.
That's right. Yeah,
trying
I'm
to
sure
get
that
her
virus
to
could
go
not live on
on
those
hot
lucky dogs
dogs.
anyway.
It's a New Orleans staple, just
Yeah,
like red
freedom.
beans and rice, right?
Yeah.
Anybody have any travel plans yet that you've made now that you can't go somewhere?
My next travel will probably be to Connecticut.
That's my next travel to Connecticut.
I don't plan on traveling.
Yeah, because my only problem is Bonnie and I are like caregivers for her dad, so we don't know, really what's going to go on that far ahead of time these days. But we'd love to go because I promised Bonnie we'd always see that area in Boston and all, and that's real close. So,
Well, I hope you can
we'd love
make
to
it.
do it.
Yeah.
It's a nice time of year up here in October. It's
Yeah,
it's
no.
very pretty.
We've been wanting to travel, believe me. Yeah.
I'm getting more emails about traveling because we canceled the tour last year to Italy because Italy was closed.
That's right.
We're not
Still
going.
is.
I'm not going this year either.
It still is closed. They're having.
I
a hell
think,
of a
yeah,
time.
Europe's it's gonna be a while. They're having problems.
Right. They want us to book a trip now for like September. I won't do it. I'm going to wait.
We
Did
got
you
a
get your money back from the tour?
We got a trip booked for next October, 2022.
Yeah, that's you should be okay then. But you know what, Kim? You don't know.
And it's true. It's true.
You just don't know.
Yeah, I'm booked for Dubai, beginning of December. But not,
Whoa!
It could be okay. It might be
What
fine.
an interesting place that is.
yeah, it is an interesting place. They have no crime. If you steal something, they chop off your hand.
That's right.
Well,
Herb,
that's fine, but only one
don't,
time.
hey Herb, don't wear your yarmulke.
No.
Bring a Playboy with you.
Yeah, no, I saw a video of it, and the city just knocked me out. I was absolutely bowled over by this video. I said, I got to see this place, so we booked it. We should be okay. I mean, they're ahead on their shots and that kind of thing, and my wife and I have our 2 shots, so we feel safe about it.
Well, we had our 2 done with
Yeah,
that.
take a shot card with your passport.
I get my second one on Monday.
Good.
What's that?
All right, well, I got to run to the airport and pick up one of my kids. So you guys just stay on as long as you want. And when you get off, it'll just stop.
Who's
Yeah,
coming?
that's
I gotta
about
run too.
Okay,
I need
Tom.
to go
Try to get
too.
scheduled.
Tom.
Scheduled, so.
I'm doing the same thing.
Bye,
Dinner's-
everyone.
We'll see you next week.
All right,
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, he left his credit card in there too, so anything I want to charge.
Right.
Hey, before I forget it, I'm looking for somebody who knows Rich Votapka. Anybody ever hear of him?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
I know the name. I don't know where he is.
Well, I don't know anything about him other than his name and that his email bounces.
Oh,
I
you
don't
have
know.
his email?
Pardon me?
You have his email?
I have an email that doesn't work.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
How
Well,
old is that email, Kim?
Probably
Before
10.
Carnegie?
Yes.
Okay, let me look. Hold on. Votapka.
Sounds like something from Fiddler on the Roof.
Doesn't it?
Rich Votapka. Okay, I got Rich Votapka at AOL.com.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is or what he played.
Let me
So
see.
there's a lot of guys like that.
Rich Vitepka. I have a phone number on him.
Oh, that would be useful. I don't have that.
You got a pencil?
Yep,
772
got it.
589 8611.
86. Okay.
I got another phone number for him too.
Oh, okay,
772
okay,
713
okay.
4074.
Man, that Ira's on the ball. Jeez.
Okay.
I wonder where 772 is. I wonder where that is.
Where'd Mr. McBride go?
772. Tell you in a second.
So Ira, you gonna get in touch with little Ira?
He's getting, Marty probably got in touch with him. He's probably on Marty's list because we had his email.
He's
Yeah.
on my list. He's on my list because he's a washboard player.
Okay.
Okay. But
Oh,
Marty,
he's-
his email's there.
He's probably on both. He's had the same email for years, so
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Got his phone number also. I've got to give him a call, and Joel was also going to call him.
And Mike, before I forget it, Mike, if you could find out anything about Rob Oak or Tim Greeley, I'd be very much obliged.
Yeah, I've been looking at, trying to find Tim Greeley recently and also Gene Blood, and I'll try to find Rob Oakes.
I got Gene
looking at
Blood.
that this week.
I got Gene Blood's at email.
What is it?
You had to ask, right? Okay. I gotta go. I'll send it to you. I got this on my other machine.
The email I had for him that's no longer any good is ET Blood at something or other.
No, it's something like Gene and Lane. That's
Okay. Yeah, send it to me, please. I'd love it.
Okay.
How about H? Did anybody get in touch with him?
Oh, yeah, I've been in touch with H and I've been sending him stuff, but I noticed that H and a bunch of other guys like Dennis Condrey and several others are not on any lists I've been getting, so I'll be sending them in to everybody.
And I'll give LeBeau a call. Eugene.
That'd be great. That'd be great. That'd be great.
I've been sending stuff to LeBeau, Barry.
Oh, have you? Okay. Well, I'll give him a call just to back it up.
Yeah.
Some of these guys, they get busy and they forget. They're not like us. We ain't got shit to do and we're just interested
Right.
in taking a trip.
Hey, Bill Blank.
Yeah, we got stuff to do. We got to wait around till Friday nights at 5 o'clock, or in your case, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Pretty much it, right?
See all you guys. Gee, what a lot.
Exactly.
Bill Blank, last week we talked about Ed Alley.
Yeah.
You have contact information for Ed?
Yeah, I do somewhere. He lives in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Yeah, that's where he's from, the west coast of.
Who's that, Ed Alley?
Yeah.
Will you send me his contact information? You should have my address on some of this stuff. It's email address. It's mike@washboards.com.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll send
Oh,
Ed's
well,
information to me. I'll try to contact him too.
Yeah,
Let's see,
we would speak with him occasionally, but the last couple of times Bonnie and I called out there, they got their answer machine, but they never called back. So I don't know what's,
Well,
All I have for Ed Alley is Grand Junction, Colorado.
I only met Ed once or twice and never really knew him very well, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I don't think I have an email for him, but I do have a phone number somewhere. I have to
Okay,
find it.
whatever you've got, if you'll email it to me.
I will. Okay.
Hey, Gim,
72 area code is Florida.
Gim, do
Yes,
you?
sir.
That
Well-
772 area code is Florida.
Oh, yeah? Oh, I see. Cool. Okay, thanks for that.
Gim, for the 87 reunion on the first night and also the afternoon when we played out by the sound,
That was
they
great.
had sound systems set up. In other words, a couple of 3 mics and a sound system. Do you have a sound system that we could bring, or does anybody up there have a little sound system?
Yeah, we're planning on having sound systems for each of the events.
Oh, okay, that's already been thought of. Good, Marty. Because I mean, we could do it without sound systems, but there's a lot of vocalists and all, and that's their thing to get up there and sing a song. So,
Mhm. I right now we're trying to find the strong players and make sure that they're going to come. That's why I was concerned about Herb.
Right.
And I've got to call, I haven't yet, but I will call Craig and Neil because they're strong players. And Gene LeBeau would be terrific if he could come.
Yeah. And he's
Yeah.
been to all of them. I mean,
Yes.
he comes to just about all of them.
I only know him through the festivals and things we do.
And yeah, and he's really good. He's been doing those things we do on the river boats.
Oh yeah, I see. I get his stuff on Facebook. I see he's into this, full time.
LeBeau?
But we're as I say, we're trying to contact especially the strong players, because right now it looks like you, Barry, me, and Gentry and Ron Bill, if I can get them, will be the core of the banjo crowd. And and
Joel,
and
you got Joel.
we'll have to, yeah, sure. Joel is not the man he once was at all.
No.
But if Petroselli said he would come, and he's a strong banjo player.
Yeah, he's planning on it. Dennis
Is he-
Conrad may come.
Is he going to play the banjo or the tuba?
Banjo.
Okay. It's easier to
Yeah,
catch.
I equate him as being a tuba player.
Are you going to, Mike, are you and he going to drive out here?
Well, I don't know, Kim. It's just so difficult for me to go anywhere anymore, even across town. I don't know. I'd love to do it, but I don't know. We'll figure that out when it comes. Joe and I have talked about driving out there, but we'll see what happens.
Sure.
We hope you do.
Yes, we
that
do.
would be good, Mike.
do.
Get to see Dennis Riley.
Where's Ira?
David, you remember Dennis Riley? David,
Hey, what, Barry?
you remember Dennis Riley?
No,
He came in from Mardi Gras once or twice.
Did he come in, Barry? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Did he play the spoons there?
Yeah.
He's a
He sure
redheaded,
did.
looking redheaded Irishman spoon player, and really talented, really
Yeah.
very talented guy.
He would
Interesting
stand
guy.
up on the balcony at the Mustache, like during Mardi Gras with all the crowds down there, and keep shouting beads for the king. You
Yeah.
remember that? Beads for the king. Mike, you remember
An interesting guy.
Yes, he
Oh,
was. Yes.
that. Let me tell you what, he's
Oh,
the
yeah.
definition of out there.
He what? Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's the definition of out there.
Oh, yeah, he's a sandwich short of a picnic lunch. Definitely. Definitely.
Billy, you
Well,
remember him?
If memory serves, there was a whole lot of people in the Mustache chain of command that had that problem.
Yeah, you're right, Kim.
I think that was a requirement.
I don't think anybody signed up that didn't have some sort of issue. Really don't.
So you're saying there's a lot of loose screws around
Kind
there?
of mental
Oh,
imbalance.
boy.
Yeah.
Everybody but Joe Terra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was the king of the heap, really.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Barry, I'm not too sure. Remember the guy you were talking about?
He was there when you were there.
Mike?
Dennis
what's his
Riley.
Last name?
Dennis Riley.
Dennis Riley.
Yeah. I
Can't
think
place
you'd
him.
remember him if you saw him.
Yeah, and I can't place him. And I was there between 71 and 75. So
And he was there at Mardi Gras then, I think, too.
Yeah, he was there once or twice during that time, Bill.
did he work in New
Looking
Orleans? Or did he just
redheaded
come for Mardi Gras?
spoons.
Just for Mardi Gras.
Oh, okay. I probably just don't remember everybody's names. I was pretty tired during Mardi Gras.
I would say Mardi Gras 74, 73 and 74 he came down.
Yeah, I would have been there.
Oh, he wasn't there in 70, 71, 72?
I don't know.
I can't remember the years.
I don't know. I was there in 73 and 75, and Dennis was there for one of those.
Oh, really?
I didn't hang around when I finally got a chance to knock off. So I mean, I live in New Orleans. I don't have to stay down there to see all that stuff.
There's a lot of stuff to see, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I've been.
Whether you want to or not.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, guys, I'm getting excited about the reunion. No shit.
Well, it's going to be, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
6, 7 months away, that's it.
Yeah. I'm getting excited. You know, but
Has
if
anybody
the dates
spoken to
can
Joel
change,
lately about it?
if the dates can change, I'd be real okay with that because I've got 2 conflicts. So if the dates can change a week or 2, either way, that's fine with me.
Okay.
So Marty and Jim tell, you
Well,
know,
a lot of it will depend upon what Marty finds and what Joel wants to do.
right.
Yeah.
But I'll push the other things aside, but it would be better if it was changed, but who knows? You know?
It happens.
Yeah,
I'm just curious to see how many people will come.
35
What we have at
musicians,
Carnegie,
spouses,
couple hundred?
Well, that's one concern. How many of our gang will show up is one concern. I think Barry's estimate, 35 musicians and probably 12, 15 service personnel. I think that's probably a good guess. But the other side of the other side of the question is what kind of audience is going to show up? Because remember, this stuff doesn't appeal to anybody under 70, and that's going to be a tough nut to make, I think.
Maybe we should throw it in a nursing home.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Jim,
we
like I
invite-
said,
I swear, in the last 2 years, I've been playing on a swing band, and the nursing home is and the rest home and the hospital. Man, that's where the gigs are.
Yeah,
For sure. It's sick.
Why don't we just invite the state of Florida?
that's true. Everybody's over 70 there.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's why I said everybody over 65 can get a shot. The whole state emptied out.
but I will
Everybody
tell
was
you,
there.
Jim, like I said last week in the 87 reunion up there in New Haven, we didn't do a show. It was all jam session type stuff.
Saturday afternoon.
We played for our spouses, you know,
Well,
and that worked out just
yeah.
fine.
Actually, only Carnegie had an audience, right?
Well, Carnegie had an audience
Carnegie and Clearwater.
spouses anyway.
Hamden did.
I don't know. It
Marty,
doesn't
you're
matter if there's not an
Marty,
audience.
Marty, you're breaking up. Marty, you're breaking up over there again. Couldn't hear you.
I said Florida had an audience and so did Hamden. And
yeah.
I think some smaller ones around that I'm not aware
Right.
of.
And Punta Gorda had an audience also.
Yeah.
Oh, Oklahoma City did.
Oklahoma City had an audience.
Yeah, it did. Sure did.
I guess my point is, I don't know if we actually need an audience.
You don't need an audience.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, because the audience will have to. Those will be paid events, and that'll help with the expenses.
I got you.
Well, that's true. That's true.
That's
So how do you get an audience? It's going to have to be advertised up there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All been thought of.
Could run some ads
Could
on
be
the
interesting.
television show.
Shoot, we're gonna have to have a booth where you can check your false teeth in at the door.
All in one box.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get to go home with whoever teeth you pick up.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Yeah, the sad part, all of ours will be in that box.
Well, the thing is, these riverboats Mike and I and Danny play on, they're very successful. We're doing a strictly mustache show, but
Right.
the average age of the boat riders on those trips is like 86 years old.
That's the average?
That's the average, man. If they're 82, that's young. That's spring chicken.
I'm glad you said that. I'm really glad you said that.
Yeah.
We go there, we would be the kids.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably a senior here. 83.
Yeah, you got me by a month or two.
Well, last time we played on the boat, the river boats, and we're playing to, I don't know, 75, 100 people. All octogenarians are older. And it's weird where everybody's singing Heart of My Heart.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Everybody.
Actually, what time is the riverboat gig over, Barry?
Huh?
What time is the riverboat gigs over? 8
Oh,
o'clock?
early. Those are like right after dinner, 7 to 8.
Oh, okay, okay. Here they eat dinner at 5 o'clock.
They'd be in their room sleeping by 8:30.
Well, here they eat dinner at 5 o'clock because they can save 75 cents on the early bird.
Oh, yes.
Oh. That's why during season, we never have a problem because we go out at 7:30, 8 o'clock, they're all home. No, it's true.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah. They're all home.
Florida, in Florida, they all home at 7:30.
Yeah.
Wow.
All the restaurants here, you're not getting in after 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. Unless it's a Saturday night and they go wild, they're open till 9:30. Little different than New York.
A little different than anywhere else in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Well, I'm getting excited about this, Gim and Marty, and I
You
appreciate
bet.
y'all's work. If you need any kind of help, give me a call. I'll be glad to try to, I'm trying to get New Orleans musicians, but
you
a
should
lot
have no
of them
trouble with
are
that.
dead or they're not interested.
Do me a favor then, Barry, if you would, take a look at the distribution list on that note that I sent, the first one, and check to see if there's any, but first off, check to see if you got any corrections to any of the emails for people you recognize. And then anybody that I'm missing, because that's my big problem. I don't know how to find people that I'm missing. So I rely on guys like you who know the people down in your area
Right.
to feed the name and hopefully the email back to me. Then I could get them on the list and get them in the distribution and hopefully get them to show up.
Right. There's some people I was very close to, but I know that they're not going to take a trip. But it's still maybe an email from you might spark something. You never know.
Yeah, cool. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
You know, like Ben Smith. Remember Ben Smith?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen Ben Smith on
He doesn't
Facebook
travel a
too.
lot. Maynard Chatters. He was the black trombonist that worked with us for years.
Yeah,
He's
on-
still around,
So,
right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't travel. Freddie Lonzo. I mean, a lot of these guys are still busy around here in New Orleans.
Maynard Chatters is on the list. I've seen his name on the list. The other name you mentioned, I don't recognize.
Freddie Lonzo.
Maybe he's in there and I just don't recognize him.
Right.
Is Will Soto on the list of waiters?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, Will Soto was a server. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy I remember from New Orleans and Mardi Gras.
Right.
My list.
He's in Key West now.
Yeah,
Ooh, tough duty, tough duty.
Tell you one, Billy, why don't you try to get in touch with James McGivern?
Yeah, I think I have him on Facebook. I think I'm friends. I have to check with him. Sometimes I don't check with everybody. And I think Milton's on my Facebook page too. I can just send him, a link to the, what's planned. Are we just telling him right now? Are you interested? It looks like it's October 22nd to 24th or what?
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and we'll get you more information if you seem to be interested.
If you're interested,
Is Jamie Bryce on the list?
I didn't
Who?
hear that.
Jamie Bryce.
Yeah, that person's on the list.
Yeah, he's on the list.
And
He was in Oklahoma City when we played there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dalton Diamond is another one.
Who?
Dalton Diamond.
Dalton, I
Dalton
missed him.
Diamond.
I
Yeah,
missed him. I
He's
missed
at Carnegie, I think.
Yeah.
Yes,
He
he
made
was.
it to Carnegie. I missed him on the first distribution, but I put him on he'll be on the second one.
Good.
Marty, what kind of reaction you getting from the emails you sent out?
Not a lot because I didn't ask him for any, but one of the things I'm intending to do that I should note to you is that even if they're around and they can get the message, even if they can't make it, I'm going to keep them on the mailing list so they're aware of what's going on. I think we owe it for that.
Yes, good idea.
Yeah, maybe they know people that we don't.
That's true. That's true. I'm going to send out this follow-up email in the next couple of days.
Cool.
And we'll see what happens. Keep at it.
That's all you can do.
And you know what? From previous reunions, what happens is when you publish lists of people who are pretty definite they're going to come,
Yes.
that draws other people.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see,
The other
Marty,
thing, Barry,
Barry Foulon will be there, Ira Tech will be there, Gimberg will be there.
well, now you're scaring them away.
That draws other people.
Yeah.
The other
Sometimes,
thing is, as you get closer to the date, you'll get more people saying, you know what, the hell with it, I'm gonna go. Because that's what happened at Carnegie.
That's what happened to Carnegie.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. They saw other people's name on it.
Oh,
Although
yeah.
I saw a few names on that list and maybe almost changed my mind. I didn't want to go.
Well, the modern mentality is not to make your plans in advance, but to make your plans closer to the event. I mean, if
That's true.
if you write a letter to 25 of your friends, you say, why don't you come over on some day in June, you won't get any answer. If you write that thing in May, and then you start getting people to respond. So
Exactly.
it's just the modern mentality.
Right.
They don't,
Right.
no one thinks past next week.
I agree with you, Kim. That's what happens.
It's terrible.
But if they start seeing some definite names on a list,
Absolutely right. It's a good point. Good point.
I wish we had more on the Zoom calls.
Yeah.
You just seem to have the same dozen people.
That's true. Well, we've gotten to know each other, so it works
Yeah.
out well.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll be the only ones there.
well, like I know Mike Gentry's going to be there. I know Danny said Danny Rubio is going to be there. They got 4 or 5 of us on this call.
Well, we're
Chris-
counting on those two guys. For heaven's sakes, they're strong players. We need them.
How about DeFeo? Is DeFeo coming?
I haven't talked with him yet, but I certainly will.
Who else?
But that might be a good idea to see who's pretty definite and publish that list on one of the emails.
Good idea.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, me too. It's good to see
Okay.
you all.
Mike, you're good. I'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Marty, you need anything, let me know.
I need a question answered. Does anybody know who TJ Jellin is?
Who?
TJ Jellin, Jelin.
No,
Oh,
Oh,
let me see if he'd be on the Carnegie list.
He was on the list. We sent him something, and him and a very lovely.
I got Fred Jellin. That's all I have is Fred Jellin
Who's
from,
Fred and TJ, that's almost alike.
Yeah.
I don't see where TJ would come from that. But where's he from, Marty? New York?
I don't know. He's saying that he's from Southern California.
Well, yeah, you run across that a lot. Art Dragon and Mike Swan played in New York, but they both live in California now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'll see you all next
All
week.
right, we'll see you all
Watch out,
later.
Emma.
Okay.
See you later, Snake.
Y'all,
All right,
take good
Mike.
care.
Kim, Mike, Snake,
Take-
Bill,
Good night,
Billy.
good night, David.
Take
Snake,
care.
Good to see you.
Barry, Mike. Oh, Mike, I think I'm gonna try to call Ed myself, because he wouldn't again.
let me know, Bill.
Okay,
And
I will.
Marty, come on next week, man.
All righty,
Yeah, it'll be nice to see you, Marty.
we'll talk to you later.
Take care, y'all.
Good night.
Okay. See you later.